is in a little trash can with some paper in it. And as it starts to build up, you can see the clock over here. We're at 15 seconds. The fire will build up, and just shortly you hear the smoke alarm going off. That's early warning. Early warning. It's time to get out of the house. Early warning, and there goes the sprinkler head. 35 seconds, I think it was, something like that. About 35 seconds. And now that sprinkler head is extinguishing that fire. If you were sitting in there right now, you could survive this fire. More than likely, you'd want to try to get out of there, though, if you possibly could. But there is a chance that you're going to survive this. A residential fire, or a sprinkler system in a residential fire, your chances are 80% more likely to get out alive than without. So we'll let that run just a minute. Yeah. The temperature in that room, it rose up at the ceiling, but the temperature at the base is still cool. On the floor, I want you to notice something on the floor in here. On the floor is a newspaper, and that newspaper is our indication of it being able to be survived. Because if that newspaper's not burned and it's only wet, then you could survive that fire. You'll see something different on the other side. Okay, the firefighters are going to check it and see if there's anything in there they need to do. Sprinklers work. That's what they said. Fire sprinklers work. One sprinkler head, that head's flowing about 13 gallons a minute. That's one residential sprinkler head. And when we're done, we want you all to come up, go up here and look at this. All right. That was about 35 seconds when the sprinkler head went off. That's pretty good. And did you see how much the sprinkler, or how much the fire progressed before the sprinkler head went off? The head goes off at 155 degrees. So in a home, the three things that you have to have is, first of all, early detection, which is smoke alarms. You need fire protection, which is the sprinkler system, and you need firefighters. Those three things are the keys to saving lives. As you're exiting the building, you always want to close the door behind you. That's another thing that we talk about. I'm waiting on a thumbs up from the fire chief to do the next one. You ready? All right, here we go. We're going to light this one off. Same room. All of the furnishings in these are brand new. Some of them I just bought yesterday. So you can see how the furnishings burn differently now too than what older stuff does. The legacy furniture does not burn as hot or as fast. The fire has started. We're 19 seconds. The smoke alarm goes off. Can you see the newspaper on the floor? When that newspaper flashes off, that's my indication of the flashover. Okay, so the temperature's rising in that room. You could still be in that room probably. It's going to start getting really hot. And as you see here, the couch is starting to catch on fire. All of this from a garbage can that just had paper in it. Some of the fires going up and coming back down and landing on the couch. We're a minute, 9 seconds in. The fire department really hasn't, they have a minute to get out of the station. They're just now getting the alarm and getting out of the fire station. Now that couch is starting to catch on fire. I want you to watch this chair on the other side over here too, because here in just a few minutes you'll see it auto ignite. The room's getting so hot now you probably couldn't stand it in there. In just a few minutes it's going to be uninhabitable. You see the things in the room that are starting to smoke, the fire at the ceiling, the black smoke that's turning up. We're not hardly at flashover, but we're really close here. Things in the room are starting to pick up. You see the chair that catches up, and now the newspaper just caught up. Okay, go ahead, fire department. Two minutes into this.
I'll stand back and I'm going to be smelling good later. What is that new smell you got?
Okay, so they're going to extinguish the fire. Now, we're not done here because as soon as they get this extinguished, I want you to come up and just look at this. Just walk by and look at it. So that sprinkler head was putting about 13 gallons a minute in there. This fire hose, maybe 100 gallons to 150 gallons a minute. Some of that stuff may smolder for a little while because it caught up pretty good. Did y'all see the newspaper? Did you see the newspaper flash off? You're not going to be able to be in that room and survive when that happens. Okay, so several of you have these trailers like this. We have about 30 some of them around the country. We're producing right now 6 more trailers. Some of you are on the list to get those new trailers. It's a cooperative effort with the National Fire Sprinkler Association and our partners. So if you're interested in this, I'll be talking to y'all on Thursday in my discussions about doing these trailers and partnerships with state fire marshals. I want to say thanks to the fire department again for their effort. Chief Walker and his volunteer firefighters are here. So also Marshal Toomey and Marshal DeRocher. Does anybody have any questions? We've got about 5 more minutes. We'll give them time to walk up. Does anybody have any questions? I want to introduce y'all to somebody that's here in the northeast region. This is Paul Z. I'm going to let him talk to you.
I just want to mention for this group that I was the state coalition chair for Massachusetts before coming on FSA. And one of the big things that we talk about in Massachusetts and a lot in New England is how everything is going green. And we are here in the Green Mountain State. So sprinklers are green. As you can see from the one side that did not burn very much, we have materials that we can save. Materials that can be dried out and reused, that don't have to be thrown away. Very limited water was used. As Gary said, 13 gallons a minute coming out of that sprinkler head. So for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, even 15 minutes at 13 gallons a minute, as opposed to when the fire department comes at 150 gallons a minute coming out of that hose line. As you know, that's a lot of water coming out of there that goes into the ground, that contaminates things, and the furniture that has to be now taken away and thrown out, which is not green. So that's all I wanted to say. Here in the Green Mountain State, when we're talking about green, sprinklers are green. So, Marshall, you can tout that sprinklers are green. Thank you.
This was a great time, great place to do this demonstration, and I'd like to thank the Stowe Fire Department, NFSA, for sponsoring this. Beautiful day here, but you can certainly see the difference between putting a sprinkler head in here. We all sometimes legislatively struggle to get sprinklers in the residential homes, our 1 and 2 families. So our angle here is going to be hopefully to pick up one of these trailers and just educate people so that they can make an informed decision. Because I think if we can build partnerships and get people to come on board, a kind of a change of culture, will be more successful than trying to push it through legislatively. So anyways, thank you very much for taking the time to come here, and thank you, NASFM, also for letting us do this demonstration as part of the ceremony this morning. Thanks.